Hello, Adam Bazalgette here from Scratch Golf Academy. Today, how to hit your irons pure to strike really solid contact. There's several variables. We'll look at those briefly, but we'll distill it down to two things and two drills that you can do that I think will make a big difference. Hope you'll consider subscribing to this channel. It helps us bring you more free content. If you like Scratch Golf Academy videos, I hope you'll go to the App Store, pick up the Scratch Golf Academy app. Lots of stuff there, training tools, lots of videos. Hope you'd check that out. So if that's our target line for pure iron shots, there's several variables. There's club face angle at impact, there's angle of attack, down or level, etc. Are you de-lofting or tilting the club enough? Where's your bottom out point? And of course, where is your swing direction or where is your swing path? Let's blend these into two things we can work on. Let's have a quick look on the computer. So there's two Adams, that's me and Adam Scott. One of them super good at golf, one of them reasonable at golf. All right, let's have a look. Here I come on the downswing. Let's get Adam into that same position. So the first of our two variables, by the way, I didn't mention outside toe heel as another variable, but the first of our two, club comes very much from the side of the body, over nearer that right hip there. It doesn't come down on top of the ball. And when that happens, let me just put a little target line down there for Adam Scott, let's say. The club comes from inside the target line, but stays very level for a while and stays relatively up that target line for several inches. There we go, same approximate idea. If we look at Fred Couples, we look from this angle, that would equate to the following. So Fred Couples has about as much wrist cock coming into, as much lag as you could reasonably have. But if we put his club there, there's impact. We'll talk about forward shaft lean later in the video. And let's go back one frame. That is a pretty level spot for a good amount of time. So first drill I'm going to recommend, put an alignment rod there on the ground. Take your setup as though the ball was on top of it. If you're a golfer, and I'm telling you most are, because I give golf lessons all day, that comes down too steeply, you are not going to be a particularly good iron player. You may be able to pound down on a few wedges and hit them okay, but not in general, because what's going to happen, you're either going to dig deep divots, or much more likely, you're either going to pull up or pull your arms in or something like that. It's very hard to consistently meet the middle of the club face if you're doing all that stuff through impact. So we want a downswing that comes more from the side of this trail leg, not into out, but comes from the side of the trail leg and comes along the target line. Here's the key. It needs a good, long, fairly level spot, a good stretch of about that length where the club's level. Now, the next drill we're going to show you in a minute, one of my favorites for impact, becomes possible if you'll do this. So here's what I would do. Don't overguide the club. Make some little practice swings. I'm at the side of my right leg and just along the line there, side of the leg along the line. Then what I would do is I would tee a ball up here. I'm going to tee it slightly higher than the rod, but the rod's going to give me the mental picture. This is a 7-iron. Let's tee it just a bit lower than that. I might just scrape the rod as bit as I hit it. I'm just going to hit 140 or 50 yards and create that nice level spot. I just brushed the rod as I went through, didn't chop down on it. Work on this a little bit, especially if your contact is inconsistent. It will prep you for a better impact. Grant Wade on the left, Tiger Woods on the right. So point number two, if you're going to be a really pure iron player, you have to be able to tilt the sweet spot into the ball. That means the shaft has to be leaning forward. Helps you hit the ball with power. It also, when the shaft is leaning forward, means that you're probably going to hit the ground post-impact, which of course is where you want to hit the ground. But you'll still see, even with that forward lean, there's a good level spot, fairly level there at the bottom of the swing. Look at Tiger Woods and watch how the club face and the back of his glove tilt down towards the ball. See that tilting down that way, really allowing him again to tilt the club face up against the ball and create solid contact. Let's look at a drill on that. Scratch Golf Academy has full video courses in every part of the game if you're interested. Also adambgolf.com. If you go there, you can reach out to me about in-person instruction or maybe some of the summer schools I do out on the road. In this drill, which I think you should make a practice station, 2 tees, golf ball up against it, and I'm going to tilt the club so that the ball doesn't pop over the tees. So here's what I'm going to recommend. There's my practice station. Choke most of the way down on the club, lead hand only, and just practice tilting that against that tee gate, as we said, without letting it pop over. Now, I've got a couple of nephews that play video games. I don't really play those myself, but if you've seen these things, you start off on the game at a certain level and the things move fairly slowly, and as you score more points and as you demonstrate you're an expert, the thing moves much, much quicker. That's how the game works. Same with practicing. Don't try impact at full speed initially. So left hand only. Nice chip shot. See if I can get the coordination to tilt the club. Yeah, I like the way that felt. Now we'll try it with two hands. Fairly small scale. Again, I'm imagining that alignment rod. I'm not trying to chop down. I'm trying to come in really level, but tilt the face. And as I add a little speed, I'll start to add a little bit of motion with my hips. That's the idea. Ball's coming off a little extra low, but I'm okay with that. And then you keep going, etc., till you're adding speed. If you struggle, if contact becomes inconsistent, back to the alignment rod, settle in with a nice level spot, then learn to tilt the face. Have some fun with it, stick with it, you'll do well. Hope this is helpful to you. Leave a question or comment below. I'll get to as many as I can.